Guys, thank you for tuning in to Pinky Science Academy. Please subscribe. This is my continuation of Form 2 paper, end of term exam. The chemical formula of calcium nitrate is as that: manganese 4 oxide MnO, potassium sulfate K2SO4, copper hydroxide like that, iron oxide like that. Iron 3 oxide is Fe2O3. Fe2O3. And then zinc carbonate like that, lead oxide, and then ammonium phosphate. Indicate the colors of those substances. Copper metal is brown, chlorine is greenish yellow gas, magnesium flame is white, bright white, potassium flame is purple, hot zinc oxide is yellow, copper 2 oxide is black, iodine vapor is purple, sodium flame is yellow. Explain the following observations: that chlorine has a larger ionic radius than the atomic radius. It's because chlorine reacts by gaining electron in the outermost energy level, therefore reducing the repulsive forces. It reduces the nuclear force of attraction, and or repulsive forces increases. That is why it has a larger ionic radius. Why the second ionization energy of magnesium is larger than the first ionization energy is because when the first electron is lost, the remaining electrons experience a greater force of nuclear attraction, and therefore they are pulled closer to the nucleus, making it very difficult to remove the second electron. It requires a lot of energy. Atomic radius of potassium is larger than the ionic radius. It's because potassium has fewer occupied energy level, potassium ion for that matter. Ionization energy decreases down group 1. It's because and the valence electrons experience less nuclear forces of attraction, that therefore ionization energy decreases. Balance the equation, that is ethane plus oxygen gets CO2 and water. That's a combustion equation. Apart from sacrificial protection, oiling, and greasing, name 2 other methods of preventing rusting, that is alloying, coating with other metals. What are the advantages of rusting? It adds nutrients to the soil, such as iron. Creation of job opportunities of those people who work in iron sheets industry. Destroying worn-out objects. Isotopes, they are atoms of the same element with the same atomic number but different mass number. Chlorine has that. Calculate the relative atomic mass. The relative atomic mass, you take the mass number multiplied by the percentage of abundance over 100, and when you do that calculation, you're going to get 35.5, which is actually closer to the REM of the most abundant isotope. So there you have the table, the formula of some ions and the electron configuration. State and answer the questions. If the mass number of Q is 40, draw its electron arrangement showing nuclear composition. So that is potassium. That is calcium. So you draw 20 protons, 20 neutrons, and then it has already lost 2 electrons. That is why it is 2 positive. It has already lost 2 electrons. That's why you enclose it in the box bracket. Which ions belong to the same element? V and J. Which elements belong to the same period? Q and J. Q and J. The question is, you are supposed to balance those equations. Yeah, so that is hydrogen sulfide plus sulfur 4 oxide, supposed to give you sulfur plus water, sodium carbonate plus HCl, sodium chloride plus CO2, lead nitrate plus lead oxide to give you nitrogen 4 oxide, lead oxide, and oxygen, chlorine plus sodium hydroxide to give you that sodium chloride, sodium hypochlorite, and water. The table below shows the behavior of metals X, R, Z, X, Y, Z. Study it and answer the questions that follow. So R slowly tarnishes on exposure to air. Reaction with water is slow. Reaction with hydrochloric acid is vigorous. X is slowly turns white, vigorous, violent, no change, does not react, no reaction, reacts moderately. So arrange the metals in the order of reactivity series, starting with the most reactive. So that is how you arrange them. Name the metal that is likely to be potassium. That is X. It reacts with water violently. Actually, you're not supposed even to do experiment of that because it is violent. Y, it's an unreactive element such as copper, zinc, gold, or mercury. The table below gives information on 4 elements represented by those letters. Study it and answer the questions that follow. That is the electron arrangement, atomic radius, ionic radius. Which 2 elements have similar properties? That is K and N. K and N, they are in the same group of the periodic table. Both are in group 2. What is the most likely formula of oxide of M? M has 1 electron in its outermost energy level, so it will form M2O. Yes, if you think you write it according to its atomic number, it is K2O. Which element is a non-metal? That is L, because it has more than 4 electrons in its outermost energy level. Then here you have another question. The information below gives solutions and their pH values. Study it and answer the questions that follows. You have solution B, D, C, E, and F. State and explain the observation made when a few grams of calcium carbonate were added to C. C, that's a strong acid. Of course, there will be effervescence or production of bubbles of a gas. Yeah, C, it is an acid, so it will produce carbonate CO2 as one of the product. Which solution is likely to be an anti-acid? That is B, weakly alkaline. That diagram shows preparation of hydrogen gas. What property of hydrogen gas makes it possible to be corrected using the above method? It's because it is insoluble in water. Then you are told that solid E is zinc. Solid E is labeled there. Solid D is zinc metal. Why liquid D dilute hydrochloric acid? Write a balance reaction for that. That is the balance chemical reaction for production of hydrogen gas using that metal. Copper. Explain the observation made if zinc is replaced with copper metal. Of course, there will be no reaction because copper is below hydrogen in the reactivity series. So, if yes, it could be less reactive. So, no reaction at all. List any 2 drying agents. You can use conch sulfuric acid, anhydrous calcium chloride, or calcium oxide. The setup below was used by Form 2 students in a certain school. Study it and answer the questions that follow. State and explain the observation made at the porcelain boat. That porcelain boat has magnesium ribbon. Of course, copper 2 sulfate has water of crystallization. So when it's heated, it loses the water of crystallization. It turns from blue to white. So that water of crystallization reacts with magnesium ribbon, forming magnesium oxide. So magnesium ribbon changes from gray to white. The heated copper 2 sulfate releases steam that oxidizes magnesium to form magnesium oxide. Name the type of change, that is temporal chemical change. The reaction at the flame, it will form hydrogen plus oxygen to give 2H2O. The following equation periodic table is used to extract a periodic table. The letters do not represent the actual symbols of the elements. So you are told to select the letters. The most reactive metal of air metal there, it's P. That the ones that forms a trivalent. The unreactive element is P. The reactive metal is R. And then you use the letters to show the following information. That one is represented in the periodic table. You look back at it. The most reactive metal represented by L forms a trivalent anion, has amphoteric oxide represented by Y, can gain or lose 4 electrons, and it is in period 3 represented by A. You look at them in the periodic table. That's where their position is. Then you write the formula of the compound formed between W and G. That is the same. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and don't forget to subscribe.